Hi there. I'm just wanting to do a talk, and I want to talk about the Godhead. I'll start off by talking about my awakening. That happened unexpectedly at the age of 24, and 32 now. So after that, years of going within, you could say. Yeah, it was that, unexpected awakening, going within, a lot of healing, because the awakening showed me that the power was within me, and that was where the God is, and that's the connection to God. And then you start tapping into all this knowledge, infinite knowledge actually, that's within everyone. We experience the outward world, but we don't realize that what we feel within us manifests our experience. Everything is like feelings, vibration, awareness, energy, and that's all you are. Everything must come from nothing at some stage, non-existent. So from that to have a life, or seem to have a life, it would have to be awareness. And this is in fact what the Godhead is. This is what you're realizing, that when you're after you do a lot of healing, you start tapping into the Godhead, which is, imagine, I think I'll explain it this way, that there's a power source that controls your life, a bit like the film The Matrix when they got headsets on. That's very symbolic of what I'm explaining. And the Godhead is perfect consciousness. It's the infinite all. Imagine, because that's what you really are. We're just going through life experiences, and that are short. Life is short, and then you have another experience. But it all comes from a source, and this source, the Godhead, is what is powering your is basically dreaming its existence. This force, it basically dreams, and that's all life is a dream / movie / simulation. And that's all you're doing. And everyone is just characters in your movie. But it's all the same one, you see. It's all the same Godhead. It's all the same God. It's all the same infinity. It's all the same nothingness. You can't have two nothingnesses. So it is. You can only have one infinity. So that means there can't ever be two. But I use this as an example. When you're aware, right? If you were like knocked out in hospital for something, for an operation, as soon as you wake up, you're aware. Now but you're aware of something, aren't you? You're aware of whatever you're looking at. Could be someone looking into your eyes or something, but the awareness presents the illusion of duality, the illusion of two, the illusion of separation, even though it's just one awareness. And that's all it can be if everything has to start from nothing. And this is in fact what the Godhead is. It's just this perfect awareness. And this perfect awareness coordinates your life and knows perfectly and knows absolutely that you need to experience this pain, to go through this lesson, to go through this lesson, this lesson, this lesson, this lesson. So that when you leave, you are developed just as it was arranged that you're developed. So that your spirit is evolving. And the reason we have these experiences is because it's good for the spirit. Right? It's good for the spirit. The soul already knows all these things. But it's almost like the soul is perfect love, But imagine a perfect love, but it's just getting better and better because of the duality. A bit like a twin flame situation. You know, that's kind of like what life is. We've got the life, but you've got the infinite, the Godhead, which is you also. But that is perfect already. But the reason we have lives is because it's like we're like complementing this source. Because there's a lot to be said for not experiencing perfection, or not thinking you're experiencing perfection, because that's how you grow. You see, that's how you grow. The Godhead can't grow all by itself by being perfect. It has to come down as a lower version of life to then grow its perfection. You see? See, the idea is that something is a way to happen or something. That's the illusion, you see. Everything is just centered in here. All we have is the here and now, isn't it? You know? But this Godhead, yeah, this is something that, you know, you can imagine it to, you know, I think that we are like in space, and that's what we are, but experiencing a life. And the reason I say that is because when you're meditating, it's like a floating feeling. And when you watch science documentaries, that's what they say when they go in space, that when they're in this place, that I think it's like a rocket or something, that you float or something, they say, in space, and that's our natural state. So I think that it's just a dream, and that we're dreaming that everything's physical. Like science can prove as well that everything is non-physical. You know, ice is physical until you probably put some warm water on it. But the Godhead, yeah, that is what I perceive all the time. It's just another terminology. Call it source, Godhead, nothingness. But within nothingness, the reason it's perfect is because nothingness is all of infinity. And all of infinity means that every moment, infinite moments have run themselves infinitely. Now that might be a hard concept to imagine, but that's the way it would be in infinity. It means that this moment right now would have happened an infinite number of times, so we get the infinitely perfected version, right? It means there's no number of dimensions, there's just infinity. And it is hard to conjure up, to imagine when you've lived your life with low vibrationalness, or, you know, thinking about time, and this is a start point. But when you're thinking about infinity, that has run itself an infinite number of times, meaning that we get the infinitely perfected version, meaning that we're just dreaming, and the dream is perfect, and that you're not really here in this body, you're not really wearing these clothes, you are Godhead, dreaming that you are wearing these clothes, and in fact you don't exist. That all the existence is a dream within nothingness, and that the nothingness is just pure consciousness and awareness and infinite. If you can have an experience from nothing, then that's what the nothingness has to be. It has to be awareness, you see. And science talks about how the reason nothing becomes a something is because it takes energy from the future. That's because it's all of infinity. That's why it can do that, you see? Because all infinity has infinite time moments, because time is in fact an illusion. But it has past, present, future, infinite versions of past, present, future, like infinite parallel realities exist within infinity. Anything you can imagine has happened, because you are the Godhead. But when you experience the life lower down, we experience the Father, the Holy One, the God, everything as separate lower down. But once you become in tune with God, you realize that you are Godhead. And this is in fact like a triangular dream. And yeah, this talk has been a lot about Godhead, you know. A term that I think I first heard it a few years ago after my awakening at 24. About 5 years into it, my mum and other people said I sound like David Icke. So I watched some videos, and I watched the one he had in 1991, where he was talking with Terry Wogan, and he spoke about the Godhead, and that's maybe when I maybe heard that term, but call it anything you want, nothingness, source, Godhead. But yeah, that's what this talk has been about, and that's in fact what what you are. You're not really. I don't think we're really here. I think we are Godhead, but experiencing being here, and everything's just dreams. But anyway, if you're watching, you're meant to watch it. Everything falls to divine order, divine timing. You are infinity. You are Godhead. Thank you for watching. Thank you.